welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I am back with another Flosstube. This is number 40. So we are doing June's Flosstube this month. Very excited. Going into July. It's just, this year is flying by. Got lots and lots to show you. Thank you to everyone who has been commenting on past videos. I did a couple of Stitch With Me videos. I have got the Dahlia one up. I got that one up a couple of days ago, maybe yesterday actually. I did it a couple of days ago and I think you actually saw it yesterday. I had so many comments. It's just lovely. It's really, really lovely to read everyone's comments. So thank you so much for everyone that's taken the time out of their day to comment. I have gone back to everyone, I believe. So yeah, we are, I can't believe it. We're halfway through this year. What is going on? So I haven't got a huge amount to show you with regards to haul. But stitching, I think I've done all right. I haven't done a huge amount of stitch count, but I've succeeded in my whip goes this month. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Okay, so as per, I do my haul first, and then I usually get involved with the stitching. But I have got 2 finished projects this month. Two. So that's really exciting. That's really exciting. So let's just get into it, shall we? Right. So the first thing that I bought, which wasn't overly interesting, is 2 pairs of scissors, because I find it really, really difficult to find scissors that I can cut my fabric with that isn't blunt. Just as a heads up, that bird that I've got going around is still around, and you might see him flying in like those windows there. So if you hear it sounds like a bird's flying into the window, that's him. I've also got a cat. I don't know if you can see him. That's gone a bit. Can you see him? He's playing on something up there. I don't know what he's playing on. Garfield, what are you doing, mate? What are you playing with? Okay, so he's just going to give me like resting bitch face. Okay, so, oh, 2 secs. Okay, so I got 2 pairs of scissors because I wanted to cut my fabric. Okay, let's talk fabric. Let's talk fabric. So this month I decided to dye my own fabric because, and all be revealed, I came across a long dog sampler pattern that I'd never seen before, and it isn't in their normal. It's not within all their normal website stuff. So I was like, oh my goodness, I absolutely love that. And I have the idea for some floss that would look perfect on that. So let me show you it first. So this is the new long dog that I purchased. And it's if you go onto the Long Dog Sampler website and then you go to other stuff. So instead of like shop or wherever you go into to look at the other patterns, there is a little tab that says other stuff. So if you go into there, you'll find this. How gorgeous is that? Now I am working on something similar, and no, I haven't like switched out colours and decided to change my mind and do it again. We're not doing a Sans Souci. We're not doing a Sans Souci. So I decided that I loved it so much and I really wanted to make it a little bit Christmassy, because it is kind of Christmassy. And I decided that I wanted to dye my own fabric. So I've gone for like an aubergine colour, like a really deep eggplant, like deep purple. And so the reason why I decided to dye this myself is because I have been waiting on fabric, and I think I did say this in my last video, the one of the Stitch With Me's. I think it was the might have been the Dahlia or an Organise With Me one. I've been waiting for fabric for my Mirabilia, which one is that? Roses of Provence, for almost 2 years now. June was 2 years I've been waiting for it, and I just think that 2 years is a little bit. I don't want to say the word rude, but 2 years is a little bit unacceptable, don't you think, to be waiting for fabric? I mean, I'm happy waiting 6 months, but I've been waiting 2 years. So anyway, Also, you run the risk that if someone dyes fabric for you, that it doesn't come out the same colour. I explained to you way back that I had issues with pole stitch designs, that I said to her that, and this is the original fabric that I was going to order for the Mirabilia. I wanted this like a pinky, like a dusky pink and grey colour fabric for my Mirabilia, and I wanted it like mottled. And she came back, I think her name was Jo, she came back with 2 suggestions, and she said that they would both suit. I was like, okay, great. So I bought both of them because I thought, okay, well, I'll see which one I like best. And they were like £45. They weren't even cheap. They're about 45 quid per fabric. And one came out like grey and peach. Oh, it wasn't even pink. I did explain to her I wanted pink, not peach. And then the other one was blue and peach. And I was just like, I've just spent almost £80–90 on this fabric, which is the one that I gave away, actually. I did a free giveaway on it. And both of them I can't use. I went back to her and I said about returning them, because they weren't even special orders. They were just generic that she sells every day, so there was no reason why she couldn't have taken them back, returned them, and given me my money back. But no, she was proper offensive. Like, she went mental at me, and I was like, do you know what, just forget it. I won't ever use you again, but that's fine, just forget it. So anyway, I ended up doing a free giveaway, because I just couldn't be dealing with the hassle, and I just thought that was a little bit rude. I'd had a whole entire conversation with her with the colours that I was looking for, and she knew the pattern that I was doing. I showed her the pattern, so it's obvious that greys and pinks were kind of the colour I was going for. Now, if it was grey and pink, and the pink was maybe like a little bit of not the kind of pink that I wanted to go for, because that's her perception of the pink that I wanted, then that's different, isn't it? Because, pink is subjective. What the pink that I think I want on the fabric might be the pink that she thinks I want the fabric, and they're different, which is fine. I would have dealt with that. But one of them was blue, blue and like a salmony peachy colour, and that just wasn't what I asked for. Anyway, whatever, it's done now. I'm over it. I'm never ordering from her again. So, right. I decided to do my own fabric, because I didn't want the potential of the colour coming back wrong. And I knew that if I messed it up, I messed it up. That's on me. So I've gone for this one. It's a 32 count, which probably isn't 32 count now. It's probably more like a 70 or 80 count. I used 2 dyes, indigo and scarlet. And I looked on the Rit Dye website to see how much of each I needed to use in order to get the colour, and it's on an opalescence. So this is my fabric. Let me just fold it in half. It might be better if I show you like this. So you can see the sparkle. How gorgeous is that? So this is the fabric that I will be using for that new project that I've just shown you, and I'm going to use like a really beautiful silvery colour. I'll see if I can put a picture in of the colour thread that I'm going to use. It's from Silks For You. It's a silk thread, Silks For You, and it's PR150, I think, but don't hold me to that. When it arrives, and I'll probably end up showing you on my next video, then I'll be able to tell you what it is. But yeah, this is the colour that I went for, and it is perfect. It's like the perfect colour. Dyeing your own fabric is so simple, and it's just try it with a piece of fabric that you think, okay, well, if it doesn't come out okay, then I'll ditch it, it's fine. Just try it, because honestly, I'm so happy with this, and I didn't want something that was mottled. As you can see, there's no mottling with this. So basically what I did is I had a massive big pan, like, one of those. I bought it from Walmart. It was an 8-quarter. I was trying to go for 12 quarts, but it was an 8-quarter, as in QT quarts. I don't think it was like $12 or something. And then I had obviously the 2 Rit dyes. I had indigo and scarlet, and it says in 3 gallons of water you need 1/4 cup of indigo and 2 tablespoons, sorry, of scarlet. Well, 3 gallons, I really didn't need that amount. So basically what I did is I halved everything. So I did it in a 1.5 gallons of water, and I did 1 tablespoon of scarlet, and so 1/4 halved goes to 1/8. So I did, and 1/8 is actually 2 tablespoons. So I did 2 tablespoons of indigo, 1 tablespoon of scarlet. I put a teaspoon of Dawn or washing up liquid and a cup of salt. That's all you need. But make sure that you put it's hot water. So put it on the stove. So what I did is I heated some water, like almost boiling but not quite, really, really, really super hot. Then I added all the ingredients. You can add them all together, that's fine. It says to put the fabric in wet. So what I did is I washed this first. I put this on a wash, and I rinsed out all the soap. So it was obviously soaking wet. Then I put this in the pan, and I was continually stirring it for half an hour, because I also didn't want any mottling. So what I was doing is I had tongs, and obviously anything you use for the dye, make sure that you only use for dye. So if you're never going to dye again, ditch it so it doesn't get involved with your cooking. But I had some tongs, and I kept picking it up and then putting it back in and turning it round and picking it up and putting it back in the pan because I didn't want any mottling, and it came out amazing. Then what it says to do, because I didn't have the stuff that you put it into kind of so the dye doesn't run, or it doesn't what's the word, you know, go lighter in colour by the sun and things like that. I then read on the internet that you actually don't need any of the chemical stuff that they sell you. You just need salt and vinegar. So I was like, okay, great. So I did a cup of vinegar, and I think it was like 1/4 cup of salt in a glass bowl, cold water, chucked my fabric in there, left it overnight, and then I washed it. And that was it. I mean, it's so simple. It's so simple to do. It took a day, well, 2 days, I'd say, after you've washed it and ironed it and everything. But this is how it came out. And I'm so pleased with that. It's just beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So that is what the fabric is going, that's what that pattern, that project is going on, this fabric. So yeah, I just wanted to talk you through basically how to dye fabric, because it is that simple. I was really, really shocked. And, you know, if you go onto the Rit Dye website, there is like a colour chart. And literally, if you want a particular colour fabric, just click on it, and it will tell you what dyes you need. There's only usually 2 dyes. What dyes you need and how much of that dye. That is it. And obviously then you just need to add a teaspoon of Dawn and a cup of salt, and you're done. Yeah, that simple, literally. So that was, and it was really fun to do as well. And I tell you what, it really gives you a sense of achievement when you've done it, because I love this and I made it. So anyway, I'll stop talking now. I'm rambling. Okay, so that was my fabric. I then bought, okay, so I bought some more fabric, which no, didn't buy some more fabric. I bought some more floss, which was a Silks For You floss, which I don't think it had come in by the time that I had spoken to you, or done this last video. But it came in a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to show you, see if I can show you. Okay, so I'll show you the floss first, and then when we go through the whip updates, I will show you what this is going on. So this is the floss that I bought. How gorgeous is that? It's PR 109, and it is like kind of purpley and then goes into kind of blue greens. It's really, really gorgeous, and the variegation on this is stunning. Let me see if I can, okay, let me see if I can show you. So it goes from like a greeny colour all the way through to like a purpley colour. Don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's going to be. No, I'm not sure if it's going to pick that up. No. So anyway, it goes from like a bluey colour all the way to like a purpley colour to then a greeny kind of aquamarine. However, the variegation is very, very subtle, and that's what I absolutely love. So it doesn't make your work look too kind of bitty. And I found that with another project. I'm going to show you because I want you to see what I mean. One sec. Okay, so this is one that I started last couple of months ago, I think, and I'm just going to put something behind it. Can you see what I mean about severe variegation? Like, I love this part up here. I think that's stunning, and I love this part. But when you are doing something like this, I don't like all the lines, and I don't know how to get that less liney. Now, I'm not sure if it's me just being a bit like, you know, if you finished it, it might look really nice, or if I'm kind of having like one of those moments where I'm freaking out because I'm not sure if I like it, and I don't want to do a whole entire project on this if I really don't like it. Now, I saw this project with someone else's channel. Who was it? Steadfast Stitcher, the Steadfast Stitcher. So this is the project that she's doing, and this is what I got, which I think is absolutely beautiful. So that is what she's stitching this with, and actually I think that this would look really, really beautiful with that thread. And she's actually stitching this with this thread as well, and her work is coming out stunning. So I am going to restart, not this one. Well, I guess I'm going to start it. I'm not restarting it, am I? Because I haven't started it yet. But I'm basically going to start this project using these flosses, which are DMCs, so I absolutely hate using them. They are breaking on me like you would believe. I just don't like DMC, and I don't like how it feels either. It just feels such a rough, I don't know, it feels really rough. But this is look at the variegation in that. It's stunning, really beautiful variegation. This is 4515, DMC 4515. However, you have to have the right project for this type of variation, I think. Variegation. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to restart using these on this instead. And then I'm going to totally restart this with someone else, which I will discuss in a little bit. Right. Okay. So I've done my beautiful floss. How gorgeous is that? Oh God, I love that floss. It's absolutely stunning. Really, really beautiful. Can you see how gorgeous it goes down the bottom? Really lovely. Okay, so I did a thing. As well as buying a long dog sampler, which wasn't too bad because, you know, they don't take an awful lot of time. I watched Suki, the Brown-Eyed Stitcher. I want to say that's what her channel is, the Brown-Eyed Stitcher. Suki, the Brown-Eyed Stitcher. And she has got some stunning projects. You know, she really has. And she, like, kid you not, she had a 3-hour whip parade, something like that. And I actually sat and watched the whole thing. In fact, when I was sorting out my flosses, you know, she really helped me through that. You know, the whole massive bag of flosses that I had to organise and put away. So there was one particular pattern that she was doing, which was, I can't even tell you how stunning it was. And that was this one. Yes, I know, I did a thing. I bought probably one of the biggest bloody projects on bloody Hay that there is. And I went max colour and supersized, because you do. Oh my God. So this one I think is actually bigger than the bookshelf. And this is artwork by Amy Stewart, and obviously it's charged by Heaven and Earth Designs. So I'm going to be doing this 20 count 1/1. I'm currently doing a big bookshelf, which we'll see in a minute, on 18 count 2/1. But she was doing this, I believe, 28 count 10 stitch, and it was phenomenal. I mean, she was up to, I think she got up to here. So she'd done all of this. I mean, I can't even tell you, like, it was just the most beautiful piece of work that I'd seen, and it wowed me. So I'm going to give a shout out to her channel because she bloody deserves it. I mean, it's phenomenal, absolutely stunning. So yeah, I did a thing, and she's enabled me, and I fell down that rabbit hole. And I would really, really, really like to start this. It's just that I am really struggling with the excess fabric on one of my other projects, the Bountiful Bookshelf. I have bought some hair clips to see if I can kind of, you know, wind it together. But a lot of people have suggested like bulldog clips, binder clips they're called out here, which I think might be good. And one of my other Flosstube friends, she suggested some of these, they're like thick fabric clips. So I might actually look at them. Because you know what, if I can just get it all together, it's fine. But at the moment, I'm using those cable ties, which are fantastic, but they're just not long enough to get past the whole bulk of fabric, and they keep pinging off, and it's driving me slightly insane. So I bought that, and then when I dyed my fabric, I kind of had a moment. I completely forgot that the fabric is pretty much almost black. I mean, it might as well be. It's really, really dark fabric, and I've never stitched on dark fabric before. So I put a shout out on Cross Stitch Unlimited, and loads of people came back to me, which was great, saying, try putting some kind of light underneath your work. So I have a light, an LED light that I use for, you know, shining on top of my work. And then I decided to buy the same one, and I got another light that I can shine underneath. So I'm hoping that that will help. But I honestly think it's just going to be one of those things that once your eyes get used to it, it will be easy peasy. And you know what? I wear glasses anyway. Look how sexy these are. So I wear glasses anyway, so it's not an issue. But yeah, it's absolutely fine. Let's lose the glasses holes. Okay, so let's get into what I did this month. Okay, so I think it's just fitting that I show you what I have actually finished. So the first one I'm going to show you is His Name is Jesus. Yes, I finally finished it. Tara, she finished it at Christmas. We've been doing a Stitch with Me, like a sale together. And she finished hers at Christmas. I mean, that just goes to show how slow I was, right? So I did 807 stitches. And I am at 100%. And I'm just going to get my tablet and I'll show you what colours I worked on, because I don't think I've shown you that for a while. So if anyone's interested, I'll show you what I worked on. Pankeeper. Okay, so the 3 colours I worked on was, and I'll show you, doing this on 32 count 2/2. This is the project. It's not very clear, I do apologise. I don't know why it's like that. For some reason it just came off the website really blurred. So that is the project, and yeah, 807 stitches, and here we are. Ta-da! We are all finished, people. All done. Let's see if I can get you. There we are. So this colour here, this one, is 3687. This one. This colour here, and bear with me one sec. Alpha. Okay, so where is Alpha? Bear with. Yeah. Let's do it that way. Because this is an anomaly. So this one here is 3688. Okay, his name is Jesus, this one. But so is this one. But you can see a very slight difference between that one and that one. Was it that one? Yes, I think it's that one. Oh no, hang on, it might be Christ. Hang on, one sec. Yeah, so this one and this one. So they're still colour 3688, but for some reason, and you can't really tell here on this video, for some reason it's not really picking up like the differentiated colours, but I ran out of a skein, and for some reason every single 3688 that I picked up from, I must have had 5 or 6 in my stash, were all the same colour. Yet the one that I had that was 3688 seemed to be like a different dye lot. Now it definitely was 3688 because I had the thingy on, and it must have just been like a different dye lot, or I must have just bought it from somewhere else or whatever, I don't know, but it was slightly different. But you know what, actually it looks like now I've got 4 different colours of pinks in there, so I'm not really bothered. It just, you know, for me it adds to it. I don't really care. It looks alright as it is. But yeah, I've got to finish, so I do need to sort out getting that washed and ironed. Might need to have to buy an iron. I don't own an iron. I never owned an iron, can you believe that? I've only ever bought clothes that don't need ironing. So that's my first finish. So yeah, oops, hang on. What is going on here? Okay, so my first finish. My second finish is really exciting, and this is again one that I did with Tara, one stitch at a time, who left me behind, absolutely majorly left me behind, because she's just a whiz. I mean, I do 4,000 stitches a month and she does like 25,000 stitches a month, so what do you expect? So Hive Rules is Hive Rules, bear with, for some reason I only got the pattern here. Oh, there we are. Is this one. How stunning is that? Oh, is that upside down? No, it's not. Okay. There we go. Really beautiful pattern. And this again is stitched with all of the called for flosses in CXC, obviously, because I don't use DMC. 32 count, 2/2. You know, I didn't do it before on the last one, but I'm sure I can chuck it in somewhere. Okay, so this is where it was last time you saw it. And this is where we are now. Finished. Ta-da! So 32 count, 2/2, all the called for flosses on CXC. I'm doing this in Sparkle Snow, 32 counts, and again it's absolutely beautiful. It's very difficult to show you like the full thing, because let me see if I can move out the way and show you. Probably not going to be able to. Nope, still not. Yeah, so there we are. But then the thing is that when I go back that far, you can't really see anything. It's quite a big project, you know. But it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I love bees. Anyone knows me, I love bees. There. Okay, so that was the next project I finished. I'm not sure how many stitches I did because it isn't on Pattern Keeper. I think I did about 180 stitches. I think that's all I needed really to finish it. So that's finished and done. So yeah, right, let's get into the rest of it, shall we? Okay, so I've been chatting to a girl called Rachel who emailed me a really nice email, and we emailed back and forth, and then we were like, oh, do you fancy doing a stitch and bitch? And she's like, yeah, you know, it's always nice to do that, isn't it? So we Zoom probably once a week, maybe twice a week sometimes, and she works on whichever project she's working on, and I use this as an excuse to do this new project. Now, where did I put the paperwork for this? I don't know where it is, but I will put a picture up of what it's going to look like, but for some reason I can't find where the actual pattern is, which is a bit odd. So because this one isn't in a frame, and because I can just do this at my desk and I can just, you know, talk to her on my laptop, this is the one that I've chosen to do, you know, as a stitch and bitch with her. A Zoom. Now it is a, what do you call it, stamped cross stitch, and I've never done a stamped cross stitch before. This is the one that, again, Tara at One Stitch at a Time, we seem to like, we do sales together, but then like she's got really good projects, so I just copy her. So you can't really see much. That's the bottom. I mean, it's a massive thing. I'm doing this 14 count 2/1. No, yeah, 2/1. I mean, it's humongous. So the finished project size would be 58 by 78. I read that the wrong way around. 58 by 78. 58 by 78. And I don't know why. It's really a bit odd to me, but I started this at the bottom. Maybe I've seen other people start at the bottom with these. I'm not really too sure. But obviously I've got nothing to show you from last month, but this is where I'm at. And I honestly, because it is because it's one that's been stamped, I really hope you can see it. Oh, bear with, I've got a billion parked threads. So this is what I've done so far on it. So this is 14 count 2/1, which also is a bit random for me because I never do 14 count. So these stitches are humongous. For me, they are. Yeah, I'm not finding this too bad. Again, I have to zone in, but I'm also working like from the pattern. So I do have the pattern, and you know, if it says, oh, it's this symbol or this one, I do just refer back to the pattern to double check. I did stitch like all of this in the wrong colour first, as you do, because there are two symbols that are exactly the same. Of course there are, but they're just different colours, and I didn't even, you know, for me, I didn't even think. So I just carried on my merry way and started stitching, and then realised that that there, 1/5, which is 778, is not the same symbol as that one, which is 3072. And obviously I just saw, you know, this symbol, didn't think anything of it, and just went for that one. So I literally did the same amount and then had to frog everything. So one of my chats with Rachel was like basically frogging all my work. Oh my god. But you know what, I probably wasn't concentrating either, because that was a day that the farrier butchered my horse, her feet, and then she was hopping lame, like really lame, and I didn't know if I had to call a vet out. And generally, unless, you know, something is really severe, I don't like calling vets out, because I don't know. I've got a lot of stuff that I can do myself, and the vets are so far away and they're so expensive, and I just don't have loads and loads of money right now. Obviously my animals will never suffer. If they need a vet, they need a vet. But you know, she was, what I mean is, she was hopping lame. So the vet's going to come out and say, right, yeah, basically you need to give your horse stall rest. Well, I haven't got a stall. And she needs to like do no work. Okay, fine. And then here's some bute, which is like an anti-inflammatory and painkiller. Well, I knew the anti-inflammatory and painkiller anyway, because she was in pain, because she was really struggling to put her foot down, or back feet. And then I went one step ahead. I thought, well, how can I make my horse more comfortable? Because she's out in a paddock, I haven't got a stall. Oh, I went and got some nappies, didn't I? Some diapers. And I had some, what do you call it? There's this like poultice stuff that you can put on them for bruising. So I lathered her back feet in this poultice, and I put a diaper on her back foot. I put 2 on each. And then obviously as soon as that they went on, she was so much more comfortable. She just needed some padding. And then I've got an English friend here who's just up the road from me. She's 10 minutes away. Her husband, funnily enough, is a farrier. So she had some bute. So I ran over to her and I got some bute, and she went on bute for like 4 or 5 days, and she's absolutely fine now. She just needed, you know, comfort and to be out of pain. So I dealt with it myself. I mean, I've got enough experience with horses that I can kind of, you know, sort of almost self-diagnose my horses. Do you know what I mean? I knew she was footsore, and the vet's only going to tell me what I was going to do anyway. So yeah, we kind of like, you know, the vet didn't come in, thankfully. But yeah, so she was a lot more comfortable. She's doing fine now. I haven't ridden her yet. Still wanting for her to have a little bit more foot growth. We are now Saturday, so this must have been about 3 weeks ago now. So she is feeling a lot better. So on the back of that, my head wasn't really with it. And I was, you know, I wasn't really thinking what I was doing. So I made a massive boo-boo. So yeah, so that kind of tail to that. But the next time that we chatted, I did loads more, which is great. So that was my next project that I worked on. Probably did about 100 stitches on that one. So yeah, this is one that's going to come out when we chat. So it's the weekend now, so we'll probably do a stitch and chat tonight actually. So yes, the next one I worked on, which was my whip go, was, because none of those are whip goes, by the way. They're like projects that I was doing on as sales with with other people. So my first whip go project is Artisy. Love this one. Delightful Waltz. Absolutely really stunning. I'm stitching this one on 20 count 1/1. I did 567 stitches. I had to do 500, and I'm at 3.20%. So because I think I worked on this last month as well. And oh my god, oh good lord. And this is where we are up to now. Oh my goodness me, sorry, bear with, let me just sort my life out, 1 sec. Okay, there we are. So I'm almost, oh itchy back, sorry, I've almost finished all of the stitches in here. And then I'm doing the Royal Rose method. So again, page by page. So that will come out to about, I don't know where the next page is, about here, and then I'll move down, and then I'll move down. Yes, I park. I love parking. 20 count 1/1. Look at that coverage. It's stunning. All the call for flosses, but CXE. Because I just love CXE. And it's coming along. It's coming along. The colours are stunning. Absolutely beautiful. So that is that one. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting some more stitches in that one. Most definitely. This is charted by, did I say charted by Heaven and Earth Designs? I hope I didn't, because it's not. It's charted by Artisy. Yeah, so this is the large version. They've also got one that isn't large, that's just like a standard size, but you know me, go big or go home. So yeah, I love everything about that. I'm such a colour person, and I love all the colours. It's just, this light just doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't. It just, so So nice. So that is going to go up in my office, my home office, not my horse office, because people must think I'm mad if I've got loads of cross stitch up in my horse office. In fact, you know what? Before I did cross stitch, I did diamond painting, and I have got this humongous, I mean, it is huge, diamond painting of this really big, gorgeous white horse. And I think I might, when I've got the house sorted out, and I've got space. The other thing is I don't do diamond painting here because I haven't got any space for like the million drills that just end up going all over the place. But yeah, so when I've got a craft room and I've got a decent sized table that I can do it on, I will go back into diamond painting a bit, and I'll do this massive, massive, massive great horse, and then I'll put that up in the office, and it will look really beautiful, really, really beautiful. So that was the next project I worked on, which I really enjoyed. The next one I worked on was alternative reality, and I did 737 stitches, and I'm at 14.12%, 14.12%. So this is another chart by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Josephine Wall. Absolutely beautiful. I do love this one. Absolutely stunning. It is stitched on 18 count 2 over 1 with all the called for flosses. That's CXC. I kind of went off grid with this one a little bit. I kind of lost my way with the way that I'm stitching this. I think the way that I'm stitching is I just do what I feel like doing at the time. Because, you know, for me to get a lot of my stitches in this month, I needed a little bit more bulk stitching, so that's kind of where I went for. So this is where you store it last time. And this is where we are now. So I worked on trying to get as much as of like these not park threads, extra rogue stitches done as possible. But I think the bulk of it, I don't know, I can't even see you, was like this area here. I think I did the bulk of it here. Now if I bring you back, that's the size of this project, and then down. So I've kind of gone to both sides. So I also did a bit more of her face. I think I came down here a bit. I think I came across over here a bit. I was just doing whatever I fancied on this one, I think. I didn't really feel like I had any, you know, set way of stitching on this one. I love the fact that her face has started to come through. I think that's really beautiful. But yeah, every single time I stitch on this, I try and put like a couple of hundred stitches in the rogue area just to get all of them done. But yeah, so this is alternative reality. 18 count 2 over 1. It's going to be really beautiful when it's done. Yeah, 12, what did I say was 14% on that one. So we're getting there. We are getting there. I don't think I'm going to get it finished this year, do you? But hey ho. Right, the next one I worked on was Grace Phase 2, because this came up in my Whip Go. I believe it came up in my Whip Go. Yeah, it did. It came up in Whip Go. This is another Josephine Wall project, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a quick stitch by, so it's quick stitch Grace Phase 2. Really gorgeous colours. As you can see, I'm really drawn to colours. I love colour. So I'm stitching this on 18 count 2 over 1, and again this is being stitched with all of the called for flosses. I did 660 stitches and I'm at 85.39%. And this is where you saw it last time. and this is where we are now. So a bit more of her face. Let me see if I can come over here. Bit more of her face is being done. Again, like alternative reality, I'm just trying to fill in the blanks. This is the reason why I'm doing the Royal Rose method, because, you know, having all these rogue stitches is driving me to distraction. But you can see there's a lot more of her face in now, which is nice, at 85% on that one. So I might get a finish on this one this year. I'm not sure. Depends if it comes up, how often it comes up on my Whip Go. Don't think it's due to come up on my Whip Go again. I think it's come up. I think it's... Hang on a second. Let's stick that there. I don't think it's due to come up again. I think it's had its time. But that's not to say that, because I do also do extra stitching as well as my Whip Goes, that's not to say that I can't, you know, do a sneaky 500 stitches on it here and there. But what have I got left? I have got, how many stitches have I got left? 27160. Hang on. Oh, hang on, I've got a thing here. 27160. So 27160 minus 31806. 806. So I've got 4,646 stitches till I complete. Now if I did that in, if I did that in 6 months, I'd have to do 767 stitches a month on that one. But the thing is, I've got all my other Whip Goes as well and everything else going on, and at some point the bond's going to be going up, and I just don't know if I'm going to have enough time. Now if I divide that by 12, so that's only 383 stitches. So if I set my Whip Go next year for doing 1,000 stitches on that one at a time, and obviously it can go across 2 boards, because it will be on the one that's over a certain percentage, and it will be going on the one that's under, I think it's, is that under 100,000 stitches? I don't think it is actually. Hang on one sec. How many stitches? Yeah, so this is 31,806 stitches. So I don't even know why I just need to do that. I've just done it on the calculator. So this would go on my Whip Go board that's over 25% and under 100,000 stitches. And I could really push myself to get it done by summer. No, it wouldn't be summer because it'd be Whip Go board, so it depends on... Next year I reckon I'll have a finish. Put it that way. Not this year. I reckon next year I'll have a finish on that one, if I really push myself. And I do my Whip Go board so it kind of favours a little bit that one. And when it comes up, when things come up on Whip Go, if I sort of do above and beyond, then I think I'll be able to get a finish next year. 100%. Right, the next one I did a little bit of stitching on was Sanssouci. Now, I say I did a little bit. I went to a friend's house to look after their kids. They went out for dinner. And obviously, they were both up. They were 3 and 5. And this is the one that I took over there. I thought we can just watch TV, put the kids in front of, like, you know, Disney or whatever, and they'll be fine. And they were. But they were both fascinated with my pattern keeper. And they kept marking stuff off on my tablet without me seeing, because I'd go and get a drink or I'd go and get them something, and I'd come back and then I'd have a load of marked stitches. They literally drove me to distraction. So I spent half the night doing stitches, frogging stitches, doing stitches, frogging stitches, doing stitches, frogging stitches. So in the end I was like, do you know what, this is not going to work, I can't do this here because the kids drive me nuts. So I think I only managed to do 50 stitches on this one, Long Dog Sampler. I am doing this in the colourway 3820, I believe, which is a really beautiful kind of like yellowy, goldy yellowy colour. I'm doing this with, apparently, I am doing a sneaky sal with Lindsay at Cat Fur and Cross Stitch. She is so funny. If you haven't checked out her videos, she's lush. I really like, we've got a really good relationship going. It's fantastic. Lindsay at Cat Fur and Cross Stitch. She does like loads of different projects, and I love all of her projects, and she's just so funny to sit and listen to as well. And she's got obviously cats. I've got a cat person, so we've got that in common. And it's just, yeah, she's just got a really nice channel, so please go and check her out because she's so worth it. And I found out about doing all these secret sales with Lindsay because she'd mentioned my channel. So I'd be like, oh, I've not heard of Lindsay before. This is way before, but I've not heard of Lindsay before. Like, why is she mentioning my channel? So obviously I went over there and she's doing all these secret sales. So basically she's stitching along with me but hasn't told me. So this is one that we're doing a secret sale together with, San Susi. It's being stitched on 32 count 2/2, and yeah, this is the colour floss that I'm using, and it's 3820, if you can see that, 3820. Really, really nice. I'm actually really enjoying this one, I must admit. I've done this like 4 times, as in started it 4 times, around about 4 times, which is embarrassing. But I think I finally got a colour that I'm happy with. So this is where you saw it last time. And this is where we are up to now. It looks lovely on this fabric. I love yellow, and my office is going to be yellow. Not yellow walls or anything, but you know, yellow accents. Because I just find it such a happy place to be, and if you've got to be in the office anyway, you might as well make it happy. I did probably about 50 stitches on this in the end because, like I said, I spent half the time frogging it. Have I got San Susi written on here? I haven't. So on this one, I am at 4.51%. It's not bad, is it? 4.51%. So yeah, this is lovely. Enjoying doing that one with you, Lindsay. Absolutely. Oh, hang on, let me just put that back in there. Come on. Okay, that is that one, and that is that one. Right, the next one I worked on, this one, I was always a little bit like, I don't know how I feel about it. But actually, the more I'm doing it, the more I'm loving it. So this is one that I started last year, and you haven't seen it for a while, but it came up on my Whip Go board. Just going to take it out. Oops, oh, broken. Oh well, broken the bag. It's fine. Just try not to rip it anymore. So this is the project that I'm doing. It's like that, Drawn Thread, the Drawn Thread company, but that is the project. It's really stunning, you know. And I'm doing this on Silvery, I think it's called Silvery Moon. 32 count 1/1. It called for 1/1. And I'm also doing it in all the call for the called for flosses. So these are them. Now some, I think some are DMC, some are something else. Or hang on, am I? Did I convert them? I might have converted them to DMC, you know. I'm not sure. Let me have a look. One sec. Because I might be lying. Oh, that might be why I struggled to get out the thing, because my Blue Rhapsody was in there. Okay, let's have a look. No, I think 981292. Yes, I am doing this in all of the call for flosses. So this calls for dinky dies. Yeah, so these are dinky dies. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there aren't very many colours, but you know, they're all there. They're beautiful, aren't they? Very autumnal. So 32 count 1/2, sorry, is what I'm doing this one on Silvery Moon by 123 Stitch. That's where I got that, 123 Stitch. Let me just bear with, put this back. I might have to sellotape that back because I've ruined it stupidly. Right, so this is where you saw it last time. It might be a struggle for me to find because I don't think it came out since last autumn. And this is where we are now. So my Whip Go said that I needed to do one of these square, but this one and this one wasn't completed either. So I've completed those. Then I completed this one, and then I did another 2 because I was like, I found my mojo. How lush is this? Cute, huh? So my Whip Go, this has come up on my Whip Go boards again for this month, which I'll talk about a bit more. And I have to do 2 more. So I have to do 2 more of these squares. So I'm actually really enjoying it. It takes a while. It does take a while because I'm not a specialist stitcher. Specialist stitcher. So I do find it difficult sometimes to yeah, these ones I found actually quite easy, but they're really effective. Look at those, look how gorgeous they are. So there was specialist stitches there, then these here are specialist stitches, and then these things here are specialist stitches, and I'd never done specialist stitches before. And then that one is normal, and I think that one was like a normal one. So I think as they were like normal cross stitch, I just smashed them out. I just thought, well, let's just, you know, I've got it here now, so let's just do it. Yeah, so I've got 2 more to do. So let's see how I feel. I might do a few more. But yeah, so that is that project. I'll stick those in there. Oh, I'm bummed that I broke that. What an idiot. Honestly, I'll just have to sellotape it now. Okay, so, oh, this is a treat. The next one isn't on my Whip Go board, but last night I was just feeling like I wanted to stitch with my new floss that I bought. Wherever you put it, holes. Here we are. This one. So I was just feeling a little bit mischievous. I'd done all of my Whip Go already. My Whip Go, yeah, I had done all my Whip Go, so all of my stitches are in for everything I was supposed to have stitched. I feel like I was totally organised this month. And so I decided that I was going through some of my stuff yesterday because I was trying to reorganise everything. And I came across this project which I bought when I was down in, where was I? Ocala, when I did my advanced sports massage therapy. And I went into a shop there, a cross stitch shop, as you do, and I loved this one. Now, I'm not marking this as I go. I'm using the book, but I'm not marking it. I just know where I am, if that makes sense. It's a really, if you see, like it's actually like a really, really easy pattern to follow. So yeah, so I think this would look really nice in this new floss that I bought. So I thought I'll try it out. And I wasn't wrong. I was not wrong. So I haven't got a before to show you. However, I have started this bit here. So I'm there, and then I've done a little bit of this flower here, and then I've kind of sort of half done this bit here. So that's kind of where I am. So at the moment I've done this middle bit, a little bit of this bit, a little bit there, and a little bit there, and then down here a bit. So that's where I am. I'm doing this on, I'm stitching it on 32 count 2/2 on Sparkle Snow, because I love it. If I've got something that's not full coverage, I just love a little bit of bling. I think it just really adds to the look. So nothing to show you from last month, but here we are. This is where I am now. How gorgeous is that? And the variegation is lovely. It's very subtle, which is what I love. Don't know if I can make this, how can I make this, can I make this brighter? Hang on, let me see if I can change this light to see if I can get a bit brighter, so you maybe get the colour. I'm not sure, because I've got such a bright light in my face, I'm not sure if that's pulling out the colour okay. If I make you darker. Okay, I think darker's better actually. There we are. How cute is that? Isn't that gorgeous? Really beautiful variegation. So this is one that I am going to be continuing with because I love it. But yeah, I just thought, you know, I'm gonna just touch on it. And then, that bird's still there. Sorry, I put my thing over the camera. I don't know if you can... Oh, you can't see it, it's the wrong angle. That's really annoying. Excuse the mess, I've got my cross stitch down there as well. Everything's like out over there. So yeah, anyway, so this is one that I just felt like starting last night. And I'm so glad I did because I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So that will go on my whip go board next year as well. So that is that one, Modern Folk Embroidery. The next one you all know about because I've just done a Organise With Me video and a Stitch With Me video, and yes, it is the beautiful dahlias. Now, this is one that I was inspired to do by a lady who posted... Oh, sorry, my cat. I swear to God, he drives me nuts. He's constantly knocking everything off my top. I've got like a little kallax in there and bits and trinkets on top. And he's like a bull in a china shop. He just doesn't really care. But anyway, so this is one that I saw on, what was it? Cross Stitch Unlimited. And I was so inspired to do this. It was just stunning. She did it in 22 count tent stitch. And it just looked absolutely amazing. And I just loved it. I was like, wow. Like, as you know, the colour scheme of my office is going to be sort of like yellow. I even want to go as crazy as have like yellow binder files. Does that sound a bit crazy? I think it does. You know what? When I get everything built, I will do a house tour. It might not be for like 2 years, but I will do one. Yeah, so this is the one that I absolutely fell in love with. It's called Yellow Dahlias by Carol Cavallaris, and I just absolutely love everything about this. I mean, it's just stunning. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, of course it is. Full coverage. I'm using all the calls for floss, which again is CXC. I did a Stitch With Me on this one. I'm stitching on 20 count 1/1, and these are all of my gorgeous organised flosses that I sat and organised the other day. I did some of these with you. Oh God, what's going on here? Okay, there. So I did some of these with you. But yeah, so these have gone on these organisers, and I just put like a little binder thing through there so that I can keep them all together. But yeah, I mean, I know it looks like a little bit of a mess right now, but I think it was, bear with me. I think it was that one that I organised with you, which actually is really beautiful colours. That first one. And then I just obviously added all of the other ones on as well. So yeah, that's how the floss is organised for this project. And one of my friends, Emily, who is a subscriber but is actually now a friend, she asked me, how do I organise my flosses for when I finish this? And that's a good question. So whereas before I was bobbinating everything, and then obviously everything's on bobbins and you can just chuck them into your little 3x8 baggies. Well, I can chuck them into my 3x8 baggies and put them into my storage system. However, she made a really good point that I've cut these. These are all cut. So if I was to wind these on bobbins, it's just going to be like an absolute nightmare, isn't it? It's, you know, you're going to have like lots of cut pieces. So I kind of thought about it for, I think I might have thought about it for like literally a minute, and I thought, well, it makes sense, doesn't it, for all of the leftover floss to just be put on these, because they're already, you know, they're already cut anyway. So, and if I'm organising a project and I need some of this floss and they're going on these anyway, I just take it off my master, one of these, and then I just put it on my new one. Now it does mean that I'm going to have to buy a few more of these and somehow do a, I don't know how I'm going to do the storage system. I might have to do it where I don't have it connected into a clip. I've only got these connected into a binder clip because I want to keep them all together and I don't want them to get lost. But it might just be that I have to do like, you know, an archive type thing where I have 1 to 20 in one and then 22 to 40 in another, you know, 41 to 60 in another, because you get 20 on these. So, I mean, if anyone's got any really good ideas or other recommendations of any flosses that have been put on these, because I've now got about 4 or 5 projects that I use these organisers for, because I just prefer it, you know, they fit in these perfectly. So it just means that if I pull out, you know, my, if I pull out one of these, I can just pull out all of my floss with it and they're all together. So I know it's all together, I know it's all there. But if anyone has got any recommendations of what to do with this floss after it's been used, please come back to me, because I'd be grateful to hear your suggestion. Or what do you do when you've got, I mean, because I'm not going to use all of this, you know, some of it calls for like 3.2 skeins of floss, which means that obviously you've used a full 3 skeins, and then you've only got 20% of the other one used, so you've got another 80% there, pretty much almost a full skein. What do you do with it? Let me know. I'd be intrigued to find out, because I don't really want to be just bunging. I mean, the other thing I suggested is putting, you know, each one in smaller baggies. But again, you're just going to be putting bags and bags and bags, aren't you? So I would like to know what you suggest for what to do with these extra flosses when you finish a project. So please let me know. Leave a comment below. I'd be intrigued. And then I can go back to Emily, because it's a good question. You know, it's a good thought. So I haven't got anything to show you last month because this is a new start, but and it looks like one of my cats has walked all over this. Shocking. So this is where I am at now. So I haven't done any more since the Stitch With Me, purely because I'm still waiting for the 782, and so much of this requires 782. And I just really want to get it before I go any further on this. Otherwise I'm just going to be leaving loads of gaps. So like all of this up here is 782, and then like there's loads over here that's 782. So realistically I really just want to get that sorted out and get that floss. And then yeah, for me that'd be much better. Okay, so, and I tell you what, the hair clips are working with this one right now because there isn't too much extra fabric, not as much as Bountiful Bookshelf, but the hair clips are actually working on this, which is fantastic. So yeah, which is great. Right, next one. Oh, I didn't tell you how many stitches I did on that one. Dali, I did 139 stitches, and I'm at 0.05%. So the last one I worked on, and this was also one that came up with Full Coverage Fanatics, is A Sweet Life. Haven't seen this one out for a while. It's a quick stitch by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. Yeah, absolutely love the colours in this. So I think purple was the Full Coverage Fanatics that came up last month. So there is a lot of purple in there. So that was the one that I used. I'm stitching this one on 20 count 1/1. The Dahlias is on 20 count 1/1 as well. I didn't tell you that. So lots of flosses that are parked, so forgive me for that one. I had to do 1,000 stitches on this one because it came off on Whip Go, so I had 500 stitches for Whip Go and then 500 stitches for the what do you call it, Full Coverage Fanatics. And this is a Full Coverage Fanatics one this time as in like it's a full coverage project. Okay, so this is where you saw it last time. And this is where we are at now. So I started doing the Royal Rose method here. Again, I'm filling in loads of the blanks here that I had. I had to get my stitch count in, so I really had to focus on an area that had quite a lot of like bulk stitches, not bulk stitches, you know what I mean. So 310 was prevalent in this area, and then a 550 I think, and the other blue was prevalent in this area here. This was confetti. Oh, this is just, look at the confetti in that. Can you see? It's just crazy. Crazy. 20 count 1/1 this is. So I was like, right, because you can see all the flosses here, can't you? All these park threads, all the different colours. So I decided to kind of, you know, put that to bed and go where there was a lot of stitches in the same colour, purely because I just needed to get my stitch count in. And then when I'm not under so much pressure, I'll go back to this. So yeah, this is one page I believe, so I'll just, on this one I'll just be working it down, and then I'll go across. So I did 1036 stitches and I'm at 5.39%. I know it does look a little bit odd like that. Yeah, but hey ho. But I am enjoying this one. I'm enjoying working on it. I love the colours. Again, this is another one that is really colourful. Oh dear. Okay, so as for stitching for this month, I believe that is it. I've got my whip go board in front of me, or my 3 boards in front of me for what I'm working on next month. So next month was, I believe it was 9, 13 and 21, I want to say. 9, 13 and 21. Yeah, I think whip go board was 9, 13 and 21. That's what got called this month. I have written it down somewhere. And I've actually also, I have written it down because I've sorted out for the whole entire month what I'm going to be working on. Bear with me 1 second, let me just find it. So what I do when my whip go board gets called is, so like last month, 4 and 16, I did like the whole month. Even I have actually done the whole month, but I've only crossed out half for some reason. So I put across the top what my numbers are and what projects they correlate to. I think this is for something else, just ignore that. I'm running out of space in this book. So this month was whip go 9, 13 and 21. And this is my whole month set out in my book. So let's go through that a little bit, shall we? Full coverage fanatics this month was pink. So it means that my beautiful pink peonies is going to come out, because that hasn't come out for a while. So I'll be working on this one. Absolutely love that. Love, love, love everything about it. I just, oh my God, it's like a drug. I need to work on it. So given the fact that I haven't touched Bountiful Bookshelf this month, and Bountiful Bookshelf is my biggest project right now that I've got going. It's an Amy Stewart one by Heaven and Earth Designs. So I really haven't done anything on this month. I have decided that I need 2 focus projects, as well as doing my whip go. I need 2 focus projects that I work on. So previously I was doing, so way back when I was doing the Sal, His Name is Jesus on the Sunday with Tara. And then when we did the Sal, because we do Sunday Sals normally, Hive Rules, His Name is Jesus got pushed to Monday. So I was doing Hive Rules on Sunday, His Name is Jesus on Monday. But every single week those projects would be touched on. So I have decided that it would be a really, really good idea if I do the same, but on my bigger projects. So Sunday is going to be either my bookshelf project or peonies project. The other one is going to be the Monday. So one of these is going to be Sunday, one of these is going to be Monday. I haven't decided yet. I'll just see how it goes. Now, this month, Bountiful Bookshelf has also come up on my whip go, which is grand. So I'm going to be touching on that one. Pink Peonies didn't, but it did come up on the Full Coverage Fanatic. So whatever happens this month, both of these projects are going to be worked on anyway. So I think it'd be a good idea if I do, as well as, you know, the stitch count I need to do on these, that I touch them twice, so one on Monday, one on Sunday, every single week, because I just am feeling that I'm not getting anywhere with either of them. I mean, for one, Peonies hasn't come out at all for, must be the last few months. So I feel much better with that decision, that I'm going to be, that's the bird again, sorry. I feel much better that I'm going to be working on those 2. You know, I just think going forward, it'll be really a much better idea, because I'm going to be able to, you know, at least complete them in this lifetime. So the other one that came up was Resistance is Futile. And what's interesting is Resistance is Futile has come up on this whip go board twice. One and 21, and then 13 is a free space. So what I've decided to do with this one, which is, I'll get it out for you, a long dog sampler, is I have decided to use the free space as also resistance is futile. So I've got to complete 1,500 stitches on this month. So far I think I've almost done all 3 of these bands. I'm about here, so all of this is done, and I'm hoping to complete this band as well. I mean, let's see, shall we? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And then I've only got 1, 2, sort of 3, 4-ish big bands to do, and then that will be complete. This one I'm doing in the colourway 917, which is a stunning hot pink. I'm just going to get it out for you now. 917. Obviously that looks a bit more hot pink in this light. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with my camera. I feel like my camera is a little bit blurry. Oh, there we are. 917. So yeah, it looks really, really nice in the hot pink. And I'm really enjoying doing it. I'm not bored of that colour yet, which is grand. So yeah, so I'm taking the, 9, no, if you can see, 9, 13 and 21, all 3 of those on this board is going to be resistance is futile. So that is going to be my board for this, for anything over, that was on my over 25% board. The next one that was called for was Story. Hang on, let me get rid of some of these. 1 second. Let me get rid of these, because otherwise I'm going to get myself in all sorts of a mess. Done that one. Okay, so the next one is number 9, which is Witch's Cat. This one is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by Lisa Parker. I love this one because this cat always reminds me of my cat. I've got a black cat. Now on my Whip Go board it says that I need to do 300 stitches, but because this is a lot of it is bulk colour, I reckon I can smash out way more than that. So here it says Witches. I know it's not called Witch's Cat. I've just called it Witch's Cat because it's Rise of the Witches and it's got a cat on it. So I know which project that means. So 300 stitches. I think that's limiting myself slightly. So I'm going to see if I can do maybe more on that, 500 or even 1,000, depending on time. Then the next one is 21 Autumn, is 2 what do you call it, 2 squares. So what I might do, because obviously I've got another free space here, so I might do 500 on the Witch's Cat here and 500 there for this one, and then I've got the 2 squares for Autumn anyway. So that is my second Whip Go board that came up, my Whip Go numbers. And then my next one is Alternative Reality. Then I've got a free space, and then on this one it's Bountiful Bookshelf. That's what's come up on this one. So again, because I'm gonna be working on Bountiful Bookshelf 4 times this month in July, because I'm going to be working on this weekly, the free space is going to go to Alternative Reality. So on Alternative Reality I should be able to do 1,000 stitches, because I think I've got 500 stitches. So I will just use my free space and double up on Alternative Reality. Right, going back to this one here, this project is called Blue Rhapsody by Rosewood Manor, and this is now one that I'm entered in with a sow. I think I spoke to you a little bit earlier with Lindsay. So this is the, what do you call it, I'm going to be doing a sale with Lindsay, and I'm just waiting for some flosses from 123 Stitch, because this time I copied her. Like I said, I started it using the variegated thread, and I wasn't sure, you know, I wasn't sure enough to kind of want to start again. I mean, you tell me, what do you think? I'm just not liking the lines. Do you know what I mean? It's just the whole line thing is bugging me. So we are going to do it in the same sort of theme as this. So instead of me doing variegated threads, you can see here you've got one symbol and one symbol. So this whole entire project is done with 2 different colour flosses. Now on this one it's done with 2 slightly different blues, and that's the colour that we've gone for. So I think I'm going to put this one in my guest room, in this house that I dream about that might get built one day. But you know what, to be honest, moving to America and building a business and a barn here was a dream as well. So I mean, you work hard enough. I just think that if I work hard enough to get this business going, I feel that I will be able to eventually build a house. So I'm leveling myself with thinking that one day I will be able to build a house and I'll have a guest room. So that's my plan for that, to put that in the guest room. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, so I said we're just waiting for my flosses for that one, and we have decided to do it on instead of it being, oh god, this is going to be a nightmare. Where is, hang on one sec, let me just find it. Yeah, so this, and I didn't tell you this before actually, or maybe I did. This project, the autumn one, is done with Silvery Moon fabric. And I've decided to do the same. I've decided to actually, it's just like an off-white. It's not really a grey. It's not really a white. It's kind of a grey white, so like a silvery colour, which is perfect. And I think the blue will look really, really nice on. I haven't got the flosser to show you. I'll be able to show you next month. But I think the blue would look really, really nice on that. So there, that is, in a nutshell, that's my plans. That's what I've got planned for the month of July. That's what I've been working on this month. I've got some Stitch With Me's in. I'll probably try and get some more Stitch With Me's in going through the month. But yeah, that's kind of all I've got to show you. I am going to be doing a whip parade. I do need to do a whip parade. I'm going to get this up first, because this takes up a lot of time, and the whole video just takes a lot of time to upload and everything, and I haven't got a huge amount of space on my phone. So I'm going to get that uploaded and done. Then I can delete this video off my phone, and then I can do the whip parade, and I'll show you what I've done over sort of the last 6 months. I think the last whip parade I did was end of 2022. So that's exciting. So I'll do a half monthly whip parade. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel, and those of you that have pressed the like button, thank you, because it just helps get my video out to, you know, YouTube. I think it's something to do with algorithms or something. I don't really understand it, but apparently if you press the like button then it gets your video out more. I don't know. I'm just not au fait with the whole social media thing and YouTube, and yeah, hey ho. So yeah, thank you so much everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great month stitching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers guys, bye.